right. Okay.
Welcome to the Liquid Late Nights podcast. You know how much we love sci-fi and entertainment and movies. I just didn't realize I was going to have to be living the darkest timeline. That's CD. I'm Mr. A. Yeah, we're gonna talk about some things. We're putting this out after our normal recurring time, which is fine because things have gone down this week. There's been some stuff.
You scared?
I ain't never scared. But I am working on a plan.
I'm working on a plan. You gonna buy you some Patriot food that lasts for 25 years in your bunker?
No, I'm moving to an undisclosed, non-extradition
country. I get it.
I'm out.
I get it.
Let me find something. Y'all don't mess up. I'll be doing this thing with the background. Y'all don't know where I'm recording this from. You don't know. You can't tell nobody. It's like,
that's a good idea.
You think GQ be in the bunker, man? Y'all don't know. All right, I wanted to hit on this, and it's kind of confusing what else we're gonna hit on this in this section, just because in this post assassination of Charlie Kirk, which we said on the last episode was a terrible thing, a lot of stuff's been going down. The weirdest thing that has gone down is Jimmy Kimmel getting suspended indefinitely from his show for some remarks he made on Monday related, but the remarks weren't even about Charlie Kirk. It was about the
I went back and listened to the remarks. I said, yeah. Whoops. I didn't see anything disparaging that he said about the guy.
No,
anything.
Nothing about him. And the info that he said, because he's basically linking, saying the right wing was doing all they're killing over the weekend to distance himself from this guy. Because one of the rumors that was running around was this guy was actually more right than even Charlie Kirk was. And so this might have been, that kind of situation. It's come out that that may not be the case, but they're still investigating. We'll see.
It's just a confused person.
Right.
That's what we've done to the young people these days. Mm-hmm. You can't really say whether the guy's right, left, which area. He's just a confused person. Mm-hmm. I don't even know how much truth to the fact that saying the guy was living with a trans person. I don't know if that's true either. I can't get to the.
Yeah, I don't even work. Yeah,
it's a lot of.
There's a lot of stuff.
They just throw stuff out. It just what they call it. What the old saying, you be throw enough against the wall and see if any of it stick. Mm-hmm. So anyway, carry on. My bad.
Yeah. But that's I guess that's the section that got people mad, ish. And then the FCC chairman, Brandon Carr, who we've talked about on this show, and I don't consider him a very good person in terms of being a chairman, goes on to a podcast and basically mob style threatens ABC and their affiliates to do something about this before they do something about it.
Yeah, they're trying to. There's another deal they're trying to get done, and then yeah,
it's another merger deal. This because this kind of comes into my bigger point for why I wanted to talk about this, and what we're going to talk about with TikTok in a minute.
Yeah,
this media consolidation that we've been seeing the last couple of years. That all these companies are buying each other and trying to get bigger and trying to do some things, and because the landscape's changed, the only way they're going to survive is to get bigger, because otherwise the money's not there like it used to. When they canceled Stephen Colbert, the reason they said was, well, the economics are slow, but it's losing us money. We got to consolidate that, and that might be true because regular linear TV is not the future of television. So fine, this thing, you got an affiliate group, which is Nexstar, who owns 39% of local stations around the country. And they're trying to get a deal to buy this other smaller company, which will give them past that threshold. So they want the rule change because there's a rule in place that says you can't have more than that. If they get this other company, they'll cover 80% of the households in the nation. But they want this rule passed, blown out, so they can have this deal. So here we go, another deal, just like the Paramount deal, another deal where they're like, hey, we got to play nice because it's going to mess up our money. So they say, oh, we're just going to put them on our show. The next biggest affiliate group, which is Sinclair, which is a right-wing dominated group, so much so if you can go look at videos of things they've sent out to different local stations. The word is the same.
Is that the one with Larry Ellison's group? Larry Ellison's son, or is that a different one?
That's a different one. That's the group that bought Paramount. So this is just a whole different. These giant conglomerates you don't know about until they try to buy somebody. You're like, who?
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, we're not going to do it. So then ABC and Disney has to go, yeah, we're just going to pull them because it's too much heat. And on the Disney side, Disney's trying to buy with ESPN, trying to buy
Yeah.
the NFL network, and they need approval for that. So
Yeah.
all of a sudden, it all comes down to the money. So yeah, you can say attack of free speech. We're already past that point. It's
Yeah.
how your media is coming from going to be like 4 companies by the time it's all said and done.
It's back like the big 3 networks back where it was in the 60s.
Yeah. Yeah. We there's that old meme where it goes AT&T got broke up, went into like a million pieces, and it all came back around just to become AT&T again, like 20 years later.
Yeah.
All of a sudden media got exploded, 500 channels, we'll have cable, and then we'll have satellite, and we'll have streaming. And it all came back down to, and basically it's going to be, a handful of companies controlling everything you see.
It's just
online
mirrors. Anyway.
and on TV. Yeah. Oh, but that's what I'm saying. And then so you want to talk about TikTok because it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. They announced the deal today, right? They announced they have a deal, but I don't think the deal's done
yet.
The
particulars are not out yet because they get defined because there's all kind of things about who controls what. The Chinese government's not going to give up everything on because there's some guys still saying it's a plot to snoop and they can give you control of the money or high end of it. That still doesn't stop the worms and whatever they have from going in. But it's just, to me, it's just, I didn't know TikTok was that prolific as far as globally and what their reach is. But it's enormous.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the number that I was reading. I said, really?
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of money being made on that platform, that TikTok shop. People are making money, like being content creators.
Yeah, they
making selling things. People
are
selling things. They're selling stuff through like basically an eBay store on there. There's so much money going on. They're going to do this deal. If they do the deal and China still controls the algorithm, what was the point? Is my first question.
and so two, why would they give up control of the algorithm? They don't have to. Really,
they don't have to. I don't think they're going to. I think they're going to get this deal. They're going to do this kind of spinoff to some Trump allied people. Surprise, Larry Ellison and some group is the name I kept seeing coming out. That's going to control the U.S. part of it.
Beijing says, listen, so this is on Financial Times. Beijing says TikTok U.S. app will use Chinese algorithm. Boing.
End of discussion.
Yeah. In the meantime, all of us in the continental U.S., we just walk around with our phones in our faces.
That's a whole nother story. So here's the thing: you're gonna get fed from. You're still gonna get the Chinese feed through TikTok. You're gonna get the corporate Mindspeak feed through,
Meta?
Facebook. Yeah, Meta, and because they got Facebook and they got Instagram. Who's got the other big one? Listen, you're still only getting 4 or 5 voices technically. So I'm like,
it's all canned. I was, because sometimes I go to YouTube and try to get some. I'm not getting off the subject here, but I'm just kind of what you're saying of it's we only get a couple of voices. So if you only listen to CNN, MSNBC, and what's the other one on the national, the so-called the cable news networks and stuff, Fox, which it's a whole different beast. You would think that the world only existed in the Ukraine, the Gaza, and Israel. What's the other place? Hamas. I'm like, those places ain't got 20 million people all combined. But that's what you hear day in and day out.
That's why I prefer, just as a side with that, if I'm going to go look at some news, I go on the BBC. Because all day content on the BBC, they'll give you the rest of the planet. The
BBC, I listen to them sometimes. They'll give you a little bit more. They're not the end all, the end alls, but still, they'll do better than CNN. CNN give you the same stuff every day. And you know what? They all talk about Gaza and Israel. They have never shown a shot of any destruction in Gaza.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, I don't know. I was watching a movie, The Night Agent, and a woman says, I stopped watching my past for news a long time ago because it's just, as they call it, it's programming.
Yeah.
Back to TikTok. My bad.
Yeah, it's entertainment. It's all entertainment.
But it's shallow. You would think that there's nothing happening anyplace else. Even if just want a couple of wars. There's more wars happening in those two.
Yeah, Nepal's in a civil war. we're still we just they they bomb. Listen, yeah, there's stuff all over the place, and it is so much. But yeah, what we get is the entertainment.
We shooting up speedboats coming out of Venezuela, huh?
Yeah, did I get video of that? Was there video of that at least? At least give me some sort of action. No, they just told you later. Listen,
Sudan, the South Sudan. It's like that's a lot of stuff, dude. But I'm just saying, if you that's all people get, and then it's like, and we get, of course, we get tag dogs, ice guys all over the place, So anyway, no matter. The TikTok deal, I'm not sure where we're gonna go with that. I think we fairly program. Jimmy Kimmel says, listen, I was reading something. Jimmy Kimmel says he's being followed. They were showing like shots of his car on a helicopter, or aerial shots in Los Angeles. He's not driving.
I mean, here's the thing. Did you? Because I saw this, I got reminded about this. Did you see that movie V for Vendetta?
Yes.
Yeah, based on a graphic novel.
Yeah.
Alan Moore, Natalie Portman stars in it. It's set in dystopian Great Britain, and there's a scene where like the number one talk show guy in the country goes after the dear leader, and then they storm his house like the next night and take him out, take him away. So I mean, I don't think we're at that point, but also,
wow.
Hey,
ask what's the guy who used to be next to the security by when he stormed his house the other day? Ask him if we were there yet. I can't think of the guy with the mustache. I can't think of his name right now. He kills me. The guy used to be the security advisor in the first 45 administration. And he left and he wrote a book. And yeah, never mind.
Oh, John Bolton.
Yeah. Anyway, where are we? Are we up the rabbit? Where are we down the rabbit holes or something? Anyway, the TikTok deal is massive. I didn't realize it was that kind of money, got boys and girls.
Because at the end of the day, it always comes down to money. But the funny thing is, Congress. Here's the question with that: is Congress going to push back if he gets a deal to go through? Because they're the ones who said they came to us. Bipartisan was like, we need to shut this down. It is not good. We've seen things. You have to trust us on there. We got to get rid of it. And he wanted this gone in his first administration. And now he realized people kind of like it, and he thinks he's a big star on there, so he's going to fight back. What happens when he gets a deal and he comes up to Congress? Is Congress going to say, "Hey, we already passed the law"?
No, they're going to. Congress ain't going to do anything right now. They're going to roast out anything that comes to. How would I know? But I can just look. You know what I'm saying?
History has shown us.
TikTok. Who came up with that name? It's just me. Never mind.
Here's the translation. I like it. I haven't been on in a while and got back on. I'm like, yeah, I still get it. I still see the stuff I want to see. The algorithm still works for me.
So let me ask you a question. So you also got what's Threads? What's that related to?
That's related to Instagram.
Oh, I get it. Okay, so that's Meta.
Yeah, it's all still Meta. There's just their version of. It's basically their version of X.
Wow, and Reddit.
And Reddit. And Reddit in some ways, yeah.
So who controls Reddit?
Reddit's its own. Reddit's still its own thing, I think. Yeah, I don't think there's one. I don't think any of these big corporations own that one. I think they're technically their own thing because it's more like I'm still kind of just figuring out Reddit. I think quite figured out. It's more of a, you got all these communities and you just kind of self-police them in there. So I don't think anything really.
That's a good idea.
Money in there.
That's a good idea. Self-policing. Yes, that works.
Mm-hmm. And then there's Discord, and that's a whole nother. Yeah. So, but the big ones, the ones that everybody use, is a handful of companies. That's surprising. We already got that same notice. All right. I just want to say let's just. This seems like a slippery slope. The very definition of slippery slope. It's bad. It's bad when Tucker Carlson is coming and saying, "Hey, maybe you don't want to do this. You don't want the government telling you trying to tell you what is, hate speech." That is the very definition of it can come for you for anything.
Okay, I get the number. So TikTok generated like revenue in 2024, like $23 billion.
Yeah, it's real money.
You think?
It's real money,
and that just gets started.
Mm-hmm. That's why people and people are, like I said, people will get paid for actually selling things, like in their marketplace, endorsing things through their videos, or just being content creators and having a lot of followers. People are getting paid.
People who just make a lot of noise about nothing, come up with some outlandish things and gets hits.
Well, that still goes, but there's a lot of people doing like deep dives on things, or just kind of real time. This is happening in this city. That there's a lot of, it's a wide range of stuff, and because it's basically just you uploading it, it can hit. And if your algorithm manages and somebody's interested in seeing that kind of content, it just flows to them. But even beyond that, I see a lot of people just saying, "Hey, I got these 5 things that I bought from the store. I'm going to drive them on for you. We're going to talk about this." And then you hit the link, buy the same item, they get a commission. So people selling, buy and selling, that. So it's a commerce platform, weird, and it's also like a content, and it's got a lot of users, which makes all the US big social media companies afraid of it. And that's why they kind of want this piece of it, because it's all come back to the money. So it's probably going to go through. Like I said,
no, the deal's done. Yeah, it's going to get done.
Nothing's going to change. There's going to be bigger do about nothing, but there'll be a U.S. company that makes a little bit of cash off the side on it.
Yeah, with a nice piece for you know who.
Yeah, make America rich. Well, certain Americans again. All right, I think we're going to leave it alone. I think.
Yeah. I'll do that.
All right. We'll give you some fun stuff, people. We'll give you some sports action, because we know how you love us talking about sports. I'm gonna move it around a little bit. Let me get you had. WNBA playoffs are on. I saw this. The Aces just advanced. I saw these stats from last night from your girl. Not even your girl.
So it's the championship round already. Liberty played the Mercury tonight. Well, they 1-1. They just can start. Which I don't know how far along they are.
They are still in their playoffs. It's only best of 3, which I was going to ask you about how you feel. How do you feel about best of 3? Because the Aces advanced. I think it's like quarterfinals. Aja Wilson got, how did it say, like 38 points and like 5 steals. Oh, here it is. Aces eliminate Storm. 38 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks.